Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and welcome to our football construction site as we build a team through the NFL Draft. You always hear others say that this particular draft is weak, or wait until next year to take this particular position, or the NFL draft is an inexact science, but we at Football Game Plan believe that all three of those statements are huge myths, and we're here to show you why as we go through 7 rounds of the NFL draft and pick players to make each NFL team better. But before we get started, let's take a look at the mock draft rules. You have to remember that the selections that you see in this mock draft will be based off of Football Game Plan Scouting player rankings, which you can find on our website at youtube.com/footballgameplan or footballgameplan.com/FBGP scouting. They're also based off what I would do as the general manager, not what I think they'll do, not what they have done or what they will do, but what I would do if I were the GM, and also what I believe are the team needs. So not what other people may think the team needs are. If I think they need a quarterback, then I'm gonna take a quarterback. That's how it's going to go for this mock draft. So it's time to put on my GM hat and let's get started in building up the NFL. The Browns have 2 picks in round 1, and I didn't take any chance in hoping that the quarterback that I would want would be there at pick 12. So I went ahead and secured that position with the first pick overall, and that's Deshaun Watson out of Clemson. The Browns, in my opinion, are stocked with capable pass rushers in Emmanuel Ogbah, Carl Nassib, Tyrone Holmes, Joe Schobert, Nate Orchard, and also Jamie Collins. Adding Myles Garrett just wouldn't make sense in my opinion, especially since he's not Julius Peppers. Deshaun Watson has a temperament to be a starter right away and is also battle tested. He would hit the ground running as a rookie and succeed. The Browns need threats on offense. That's what wins you football games, touchdown makers, and adding Leonard Fournette in the backfield would give them that threat that they need. Fournette has Herschel Walker-like home run ability and will make life even easier for any quarterback back there for the Browns. Now, the Browns also have 2 selections in round 2, and I wanted to address the secondary with both picks. Garon Conley is the most fluid cornerback in this draft class. In my opinion, he already has pro game, and I think he could also have success as an inside corner initially as a rookie. And Adoree Jackson's game reminds me a lot of former Ohio State Buckeye Chris Gamble. Right now, he's more athlete than cornerback, but you can expect him to become a better cornerback as a pro, as he'll only focus on one side of the ball. Now, he has what you can't coach, which is elite athleticism and also ball skills. Jackson's value as a returnman is also too good to pass up. In round 3, I added a local product with the way this mock fell. This would be a huge steal if Curtis Samuel was still available in round 3. Now remember what I said earlier, the Browns need threats on offense, and Samuel is capable of being that either coming out of the backfield as a running back or in the slot as a receiver. In the 4th round, Jimmy Gilbert of Colorado adds more pass rushing depth on the edge. Don't let his 225-pound frame fool you. Gilbert has the heart and functional strength of a 275-pound defensive lineman and is also capable of being a disruptive force on both sides of defense because of his length. I like Chad Hansen's game. He's a silky smooth route runner and also shows good run after the catch skills. The Browns added some receiving talent in last year's draft, and they continue to do so in this one within this mock draft. Watson would have a young receiving core in Corey Coleman, Rashard Higgins, Curtis Samuel, and also Chad Hansen to grow with in Cleveland. I hit the small school trail in round 5 for 2 defensive selections. Defensive tackle Grover Stewart out of Albany State is the most athletic 6'5", 347-pounder I've ever seen. He's able to play multiple roles up front and can get pressure on the quarterback. As a one-gap penetrator, Stewart can be effective as a rookie. Folarin Orimolade out of Dartmouth is another tremendous Ivy League prospect that lands in Cleveland. Orimolade played outside and inside backer in college. He's a terrific pass rusher in both spots as well. Now, he dropped about 10 pounds this year and became much more explosive, and I can see him thriving as an inside linebacker in a 3-4 or a sandbacker in a 4-3. Helping along the offensive line by building depth here with Danny Isidora out of Miami at 6'3", 311. I love his ability in pass protection. I think he'll be a great asset to a Browns already and now strong offensive line. And rounding out the Browns draft in the 6th round with tight end Hayden Plinke out of UTEP. He's an inline tight end prospect that does a great job in blocking in a running game, but also has the receiving skills and run after the catch skills of a flex option. Getting a guy like Plinky would give Watson 2 young studs to grow with as well, with the other being last year's 4th round pick in Seth DeValve. And finally, I want to bolster the depth along the offensive line with USC's Chad Wheeler, who I think is one of the stronger punchers in this year's draft class. He's a guy that doesn't lose a battle often if he's able to get his hands on the defender first. So that's a wrap for this edition of Building Through the Draft. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. And if you want to watch our other NFL team 7-round mock drafts, and you already should, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan, where you can catch all of our FBGP scouting prospect ranking videos. Also, subscribe to Football Game Plan podcast on iTunes.